Hold on to your dookie, it's about to get spooky. This Saturday on The Cock, I'm John Whiteman with my NXT Halloween Havoc 2022 predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. 6 matches, spin the wheel, make the deal stipulation, a couple of them, and oh boy, I expect a lot of Chucky involvement and a lot of other bullshit, like costumey bullshit and ridiculous Halloween stuff. And look, I understand that sometimes wrestling is supposed to be fun, but the 2020 edition was not good. 2021, I don't remember all that much about it, but that really doesn't inspire me to have too much confidence in this event. But that being said, they have loaded up this card, championships all around, and they're going to spearhead right into the following week's TV with 2 more tag title matches. Tag Title Tuesday. Before that, we got to talk about this. And I do want to know your guys' predictions, because this could be kind of important as far as how some, new title reigns could start. Could we actually see some interesting feuds bubble up? Could we see a possible goddamn bullshit finish in the 3-way main event? Probably. But let's start off with Mandy Rose versus St. Elbows Fire NXT Women's Championship match. I have nothing against Mandy Rose's reign. It has gone on a bit long, but I appreciate what they're trying to do. Sometimes some matches have been repetitive. Other times Mandy has really shown up, and I think has stepped her game up. I think it comes to an end here. I hope. Because I think St. Elbows Fire winning would actually be a good idea. If she doesn't, then I fear Nikita Lyons is going to win, which would be a really, really bad idea. So I'm going to go St. Elbows Fire. If Mandy retains and it's a good finish, I won't mind, but I think St. Elbows Fire is going to win. Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. Spin the wheel match. We don't know what the stipulation is as of this recording. I'm guessing probably a blindfold match because of the eyes bleeding and stuff like that. Or maybe it'll be contacts on a pole. Heinz ketchup on a pole. Vince Russo has struck again. Apollo Crews. I don't care about this feud. Grayson is at times insufferably good in the ring, and Apollo's very good. This feud has been stupid. It's been because somebody, yes, you don't want, fingers in your eyes or whatever. You don't want to be fingered in the wrong hole. Trust me, I have learned that the hard way. I will be taking no further questions. But you don't want to sock it to them too much. Okay, I'm done with the puns. Or am I? Apollo Crews is going to win. Let's just move on from that. Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp. Ambulance match, because this feud calls for an ambulance match stipulation. Except it doesn't. But, Roddy was put in an ambulance. So it's going to be, if Julius loses, then Brutus is gone from NXT. Which probably means that they'll call the Creed brothers up if that happens. I think Julius Creed is going to win here. Because you got to have... I got mostly a face-heavy edition, mostly face-heavy, amount of winners here. Yes, you could have Damon Kemp win, but this feud has not been good. They've both been trying, and they both have natural athletic ability, and I think the Creeds have potential to be breakout, stars as a team. Damon Kemp is fine. He's certainly the better of the 2 brothers. If you know who his brother is, then you get it. But Julius wins. Let's just move on from that. If Damon wins, then okay, then that means the Creed brothers are going to be called up. And I think it might be too soon. You might have to wait on the Creeds until at least after Mania. And then call them up in the draft. So let's have Julius win. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade. Spin the wheel, weapons, wild match. I have a feeling I'm not going to care for this unless they utilize the weapons properly. They'll probably just throw a bunch of stuff in the ring and they'll just hit each other with furniture and there'll be no psychology. If they work this well, then that's fine. But the thing is, the promos have been awful. And they've both been trying, but they can't do promos to save their life. At least not with the scripted, format that WWE's been doing. I'm going to go Roxanne Perez because Cora Jade won before, and we're just going to move on. And this will be the end of the feud. I hope. Never, ever have them cut promos on each other again. Like that Grayson Waller show segment that they did was god-awful. Now we get to Carmelo Hayes with Tricky Tiki Williams taking on Oro in the Blind Forest. Taking on Wes Lee. Taking on the Lobotomized Zebra, a.k.a. Heavy Metal Von Wagner with Robert Stone. Taking on Mega Man Frazier in a ladder match for the North American Championship. Okay, logic dictates that Wes Lee will win because he was laid out in the end of that tag match. Or, after that tag match, and I think he will win. Why? Because why not? Hayes is main roster ready. him and Tricky Ticky have apparently been working a couple main event tapings. And hey, the only thing I want to say about Hayes is I hope he doesn't do a leg drop from the goddamn ladder. He needs to come up with something else. It's his body, and it'll cry if it wants to. It'll cry if it wants to. It'll cry if it wants to. In 5 to 7 years, it'll cry too when it happens to you and your spine snaps. The body can only take so much of it, and it's a great move, but I just hope he comes up with something else that's a little bit safer. That being said, that's my little rant right there. Hayes has no reason to win the title back. Unless you want to build up to Wesley winning it on TV, this would be the way to do it. Wesley could win. He could have a run until Mania. And if you want to call Wesley up after that, that's fine. They're going to be calling up a lot of goddamn people. There's going to be a lot of youth and newer talents coming up, and hopefully they will be ready. Wesley getting a singles run is the right call. So I'm going to go with him. I don't want Hayes to win it, not because Hayes isn't talented, but he's already won it twice. And to not give it to Heavy Metal Von Wagner to lobotomize Zebra, even though him trying to figure out how a ladder works or trying to spell ladder would be hilarious. So anyway, Wesley will win, and then we get to Steiner, Elia, and the shaved Ewok, J.D. McTuna. That's what I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him McTuna from now on. And that's a 3-way match for the NXT Championship. I'm going to have Elia win. I'm going to have Elia pinning J.D. And then I think Austin Theory is going to cash in. Or they're going to have Steiner retain, and then Theory's going to cash in. He's going to win the title, and it's going to end in a really, really bad, with a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and it's not going to be very good. Now, granted, this whole thing with Theory could be a red herring, but with the titles unified on the main roster, what else can he do? I mean, he could cash in and fail. I would be all for that, but I think he's going to cash in on either Elia or Steiner, and that's going to build to a match where eventually one of them gets the title back. But the only proper one would be Elia winning, because then you could build up to something where Elia has to fight and claw back. I don't know. I worry Theory's going to cash in. It's just not going to be good. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.